Hey, what's happening, guys? Happy Monday. It's Conor here with Fast Money Labs on Twitter. I'm here with my boy, Nick the Picker. What's going on, Nick?
It's another beautiful Monday. Excited for Monday Night Football. Let's get after it.
Hell yeah. So we're here. We're sponsored by the Crowds Line. We didn't do a show this weekend, but we're coming off a 3-1 show last time Nick and I got together. We're looking to keep that rolling. We got Jets and Bills tonight, divisional matchup. Let's dive into the trends. So both teams 2-3 against the spread, coming off tough losses, both motivated to get a win today. Jets obviously fired their coach in the week between games. So that was surprising news. That's definitely motivated the defense. They've been public saying they're not happy about that firing. The unders are red hot. Both teams combined 6-3-1 to the under. And the last 7 meetings, Nick, the under is 6-1 when the Bills and Jets clash. Worth noting, Josh Allen, 0 interceptions so far this year, which is surprising considering he's a gunslinger. So it'll be interesting to see if that can hold at a stadium where he's thrown 5 interceptions his last 2 visits. And the last thing worth noting, Nick, James Cook, the star running back for the Bills, is questionable to play. He hurt his foot in the last series of the last game, didn't practice all week. So obviously that's a guy they want to give him the ball. But if his foot is banged up, and even if he plays, it's unclear how many snaps he'll get. And if he doesn't play, that could create some opportunities elsewhere on the board.
Yeah.
So why don't you dive in, Nick? I know you got a prop pick hot off the press that you want to share. So why don't you dive into that?
Yeah, I mean, with like you said, there's a lot of uncertainty with the injury reports right now, and it should be honestly like kind of a gross game, like a divisional, defense on defense game. I expect a lot of running. I expect a lot of short passes and just tough defenses throughout. So I am taking Tyler Conklin over 3.5 receptions at plus 129 right now. Look, as far as the Bills defense, it's not a good statistical matchup. I think a lot of that has to do with some of the game scripts of the way they played games. They've been blown out and they've blown out teams. But over the last 3 weeks, he's averaged 7.7 targets per game. He plays about 90 snaps per game, and the Bills play a lot of zone coverage. So I think he can take advantage. It's only 1 reception a quarter we're asking for. Hopefully the Bills get a lead, kind of put the Jets in passing down. But I'm expecting 4 receptions or more at plus 129 from Tyler Conklin.
I dig it. Yeah, 1 reception a quarter. As you mentioned, the Jets play a ton of zone coverage, and Aaron Rodgers loves to throw to guys that he's familiar with that can find those soft spots. So I'm liking that. We'll see if the plus money price holds leading up to kickoff. So Tyler Conklin, you got that at Caesars for the best price.
Correct.
Yeah. All right. So shifting to my pick, I'm going with one that's a bit safer from an odds perspective. I'm going right to the market where I'm really comfortable with field goals. Give me Tyler Bass to kick 2 or more field goals through the uprights, minus 130 for the over at MGM. I'm putting a unit on that, Nick. And this is 4-1 in their last 5 meetings. He kicked, I think, 3 or 4 field goals their last meeting in the last season. And Josh Allen should have no problem getting in that red zone, but the Jets defense is tough. They're a brick wall down there. And I'm expecting, they could be aggressive and go for it on 4th downs because it could be a low scoring game. But I think it's more likely that once they get in there, it's going to be a battle for points and they'll say, you know what, let's kick these field goals. So I won't be surprised if this cashes in the first half. I'll be thrilled if it does. So I'm going with that, Nick. Those are my official plays. Any leans from you while we wait for these injury reports to come out that people could be looking for later, closer to game time?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot in the air right now. I mean, hell, FanDuel only has like 2 Bills player props listed right now, so it's kind of hard. I mean, I'm kind of staring at the under right now, 41.5, seeing if I can, if it's going to move up to that 42 and 42.5. Yeah, that good football number. But for now, I'm just kind of in a holding pattern, waiting for some of these injury reports to come out. I know you have some value you want to take advantage before the injury reports come out, so why don't you tell me about that?
Yeah. I mean, as we mentioned on our prior shows, guys, the Crowds Line, this is updating in real time. So they have a model that's forecasting every stat, checking the injury reports. So as we get closer to game time, I've had a ton of success using the Crowds Line, refreshing this page maybe 2 to 3 hours before kickoff, and more props get listed. So the ones I'm looking for is Ray Davis. If we get a rushing line on him, I'll be looking to see what the forecast says, because James Cook, his status, even if he plays, he might not get as many carries as usual. So I'm looking at Ray Davis rushing if we get a line, and I'm also looking at Ty Johnson props. Ty Johnson scored 2 touchdowns already with James Cook in there, and the crowd's line's really, really solid at predicting these long shot touchdowns. So again, check it out. We'll refresh the link or drop it in the comments, but they've got a tool that is super helpful leading up to kickoff. So once we get clarity, go check it out, refresh that page, and follow us on Twitter. We might post out those picks later as well.
Yeah, most definitely. Excited for the game. Guys, join us again. We'll be back for next Thursday's primetime game as well, but enjoying the game tonight and bet responsibly.
Amen. Thanks, guys.
See ya.